You're listening to a podcast, the Eli Castro Show. I am Eli Castro.
And I am Mike Oquendo, Mikey O.
Mike, I would normally ask you how you're doing, but I understand you're possibly under investigation.
There are some questions that are being asked of me, yes.
I mean, you took a trip, an innocent trip to Cuba.
Yes.
And within days of you departing Cuba, Fidel dies.
Listen, when I walked into a Cuban coffee house here in Chicago, I got a standing ovation. I don't know why.
Why would you possibly get a standing ovation?
Bueno, porque la gente se creen que while I was in Cuba that maybe I had something to do with Fidel's death, whether it was I took him bad luck or maybe I was working for somebody out there and did some trickery. But a Puerto Rican from Chicago goes to Cuba. And a couple of days later, the guy's dead. They're looking at me like, hey, ¿qué fue lo que pasó aquí?
You're guilty. You know how I know you're guilty?
How?
When they gave you that ovation, what was your response?
Bueno, no es para tanto, mi gente. Gracias y bienvenido.
Sí.
Mike Oquendo aquí para servirle siempre.
See, you said gracias. You took it. You knew why they were clapping and cheering you, and you took it.
No, listen. I've worked for you, and I work for different comedians as the the opener, the warm up, and so I'm used to saying that after each applause. When they clap in church, I'm like, gracias, mi gente, gracias, bienvenidos a la iglesia, y amén. So it was natural for me to say that.
They're clapping, they're celebrating Jesus and our faith, and you think they're celebrating you?
Papa, when I walk into a church and people start applauding, yes, I'm walking in at the same time they're applauding. What else could they be applauding at?
You say, muchas gracias. No, please, sit down, please. Oh, don't kneel.
Gracias,
don't
no
kneel.
es para tanto. Yeah, párense.
No se arrodille, no es para tanto. Please, no, por favor. I'm late, so don't worry. Where were you? Continue, as you were.
Yeah, no. I got a little concerned, man. People, it was kind of weird. Everybody who saw me, they were like, bro, Castro died right after you left. I'm like, okay, and? Bueno, las cosas pasan.
Decite el bobo. That's a good defense. Yeah,
que las cosas pasan.
You had nothing to do with it. That's gonna be your story.
Nothing at all. Mira, Eli, déjame decirte una cosa. Yo me di unas halteras en Cuba. I was paying $4 to $5 a day per meal. For $20, I was eating like a king. So if anything, I took food away. I didn't put anything in anybody's food. I took food away.
So he died from starvation because you ate all the food? That's what you're going to stick with?
A lo mejor. Well, I want to tell you something that's interesting. There are some people that are sensitive when somebody from here visits Cuba. And I understand that. I get it. That there are some feelings there because those folks, some of these folks were kicked out of Cuba. But I got to tell you that they absolutely, and I'll say this again, I got no problem with it, they absolutely love Puerto Ricans there. I mean, when I walked into a place and they, ¿Dónde tú eres, hermano? De Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, mira, este de Puerto Rico. I was like, that is awesome. I don't get that kind of response here.
It's hard though, right? Because if you're Puerto Rican and you still love Puerto Rico, it's a little sad to see Cuba getting all this attention and all this money when Puerto Rico is in dire straits and in need of that tourism dollar, So it's hard because ahora, Cuba's like the pretty girl in the block, right? She's the new girl. Yeah. And Puerto Rico ya está cansadita, se ve, she looks tired. Yo no quiero hablar con esa. Llegó la nueva.
Yeah.
And Puerto Rico sitting there like, I can brush my hair. I can look pretty too,
Although, listen, man, I'm going to be honest with you, and I say this all the time. I go to Puerto Rico once a year in March. I don't consider myself an authority on Puerto Rico. But, just a couple of days ago, I was watching a video with my sister Lydia at the house of my family in Puerto Rico, and I couldn't get over the fact that in the background, there's 5 flat screens, 2 brand new cars. I mean, I don't know. I'm confused because the hotels are making money in Puerto Rico, and then you see, I don't know. I guess I need a real lesson on a different level of the state of the economy there.
No, we all do. We all do because there's schools in Puerto Rico that are closing down, right? Hospitals. There's no health care. There's no education. But yes, you look at certain places and they got the jacuzzis and flat screen TVs. But I don't think that's a true reflection of where the island is. I mean, they're hurting big time.
Yeah, but Eli, yo soy de San Lorenzo, San Lorenzo, Puerto Rico, del Campo, del Espino, kilómetro 11. I'm not from I'm not from, any place that's, I mean, I'm from a beautiful place, but I'm not from a place that has a lot of money. And when I saw this video, I said to my sister Lydia, I work 70 hours a week and travel this country. I got one flat screen,
You saw that video and you said, listen, send me money.
Tell me
my
money.
Family in San Lorenzo to send me money. Okay?
Yeah.
Because they're doing pretty good.
Azúcar, azúcar, y no camina de lado.
Billionaire Antonio Fernandez, former chairman of Grupo Modelo in Mexico, left $210 million in his will to the residents of Spanish town Cerezales del Condado, which meant that each resident there just received $2.5 million each.
Wow.
Yeah. Fernandez passed away this past August at 99. He grew up in poverty in Cerezales del Condado before moving to Mexico at age 32, where he worked his way up to become CEO of Grupo Modelo in 1971. Okay, so just because you happen to be a resident of this town, you just got $2.5 million.
That is awesome.
Awesome. Do you think so?
I think so. I think the guy took care of the people that he felt were responsible for his success.
Hold on. Let's do the math on that. He left when he was 32.
Yeah.
He spent 67 years away. That's like a whole generation.
Yeah.
So think about it. So tiene que haber alguien ahí who has no idea who Antonio Fernandez is, who is probably, like 20, doesn't want to do nothing with his life. Yo no voy a hacer nada. No tengo que hacer nada. I got a plan. And then suddenly this drops in his lap. Now he's a millionaire.
No, que abuelo me dejó un dinerito ahí. Lo tengo guardado. Abuelo me dejó un dinerito.
You know how many people right now are running over to that town, to Cerezales? Oh, I'm a resident too. Yeah, I'm a resident.
The fighting must be insane.
I'm a resident. Oh my God, no. See, what happened is I have a house. I'm just renting it. But you know what? Get out. Get out. I live here now.
Afuera, para la calle. Afuera, para la calle. Afuera, para la calle.
And by the way, his name is Antonino Fernandez. And I said Antonio, didn't I?
Yeah, Antonino.
Well, I could say Antonio. He didn't leave me $2.5 million.
No, olvídate. You call him whatever you want.
Pedro.
That cheapskate didn't leave you a dime.
Pedro Fernandez, whatever.
Now, let me ask you a question, Eli. Now, answer this question honestly. What is the first thing you would do when the check cleared?
Cash out.
Okay. Now, what's the first thing you would buy?
I would pay my school loans. Nope, I take that back. I don't like that answer. If they waited this long, they can keep waiting. I would pay my parents' mortgage and maybe give them a bigger house or a better house.
I have been to your family's house on numerous occasions.
Mm-hmm.
It is an absolutely beautiful, perfectly intact house. It is, as far as I'm concerned, it's a massive house. It reminds me of, I don't know what they call those Victorians, right? I think that they're going to be fine if you don't get them a house.
Oh, I mean, but that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, so I would leave it in the bank and look at my account every day. I really don't know. I mean, I don't go around thinking if I had $1 million, what would I buy? I mean, this is going to sound kind of corny, but I kind of have everything I want.
Okay. You know what? And that's possible. But let me ask you, you have, let's say your accountant says to you, listen, this year you can afford to spend $100,000. And because of the interest, you're not even going to miss it. Why don't you book yourself a band to do a show for you in your living room? Who would that band be?
Grupo Mania.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was off, man. I was thinking that you for sure would pick Gran Combo. Wow, okay.
Well, only because I've performed with El Gran Combo.
Yeah.
I've met El Gran Combo.
Yeah.
I'd love to hang out with Grupo Mania and just party with them because they can throw an unbelievable concert. I mean, who can say, yeah, Grupo Mania is playing in my living room, while I eat Doritos.
And for me, it would be Gilberto Santa Rosa, but only with a piano. That's it. All his salsa songs, bolero style.
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's a dream concert that I want to produce.
Yeah, you've mentioned that.
Yeah, I will do that in my lifetime. I want to produce Gilberto Santa Rosa, piano only. Yeah.
Although if I had a second choice,
Yeah.
I'd pick Osomatli.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking.
Dip, dive, socialize, get ready for the Saturday night. Dip, dive, socialize, get ready for the Saturday night. Dip, dive, socialize, get ready for the Saturday night. Dip, dive, socialize, get ready.
Now, what is your contribution to society other than the fact you're going to have to pay taxes? You get to spend $50,000 doing something amazing for the world. What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to go on a trip, and I'm going to take all these pictures, and I'm going to post them on Facebook so the world can see all the beautiful places I visited.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
That's my contribution.
that's your contribution. All right. You're
All
not
right.
going to feed you're not going to feed starving children. You're going to take pictures of yourself eating where there's people starving. I get it.
Please, sir, I want some more.
What?
Please, sir, I want some more.
More?
You know, recently we discussed that I was honored a month ago with the Ola Award
Yeah.
for my one-man show, Made in Puerto Rico. You were honored as well for the
Yep.
producer.
Yep.
Okay. The awards were held. We didn't go.
Right.
But there is an award nonetheless.
A physical award, a
there-
plaque or something.
Somewhere in New York City, there is a physical award with our names on it. So when we went to New York City to do shows over the Thanksgiving weekend, one of the members from the organization reached out to me and said, "How long are you going to be in New York City?" And I explained to them that I was in White Plains, New York, doing shows. They wanted me to come to the city so I can pick up the award. Okay, I explained to them that I have shows in White Plains and invited them to come to the show so that they could bring me the award and I could actually have it presented to me in front of the audience. I thought that would be a pretty cool experience since in essence the audience gave me that award, right?
Yes.
They said, "Can't do it. I don't have a car."
Well, it's New York City. Nobody's got a car.
Well, exactly. But I'm saying it's my award.
Yeah.
Can you put a little effort into it? Now suddenly I've got to take trains, planes, and automobiles.
Well, so I think what maybe happened is they saw on Facebook that you were in town and then said, "Hey, let's see if we can get this guy to stop by." Maybe they just thought, here's the point. The point is I think it might have just caught him off guard, don't you think?
Right, but if I'm in town, if I'm anywhere near, and I'm actually doing a show, meaning, what I won the award for, wouldn't you want to go to the show and go on stage and say, "Look at me, I'm giving the guy you came to see an award"? Wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah, in all fairness now, we didn't tell them we were going to be in New York with enough time. I don't know that they would not have gone. I just don't think that we, and maybe we should have tipped them off with a little bit of time.
Okay, I'll give you all of that, okay?
No,
So
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying that there are these variables because, you're right. We were working. Those were 2 tough days to pull shows off because of all the logistics involved, right? I get it. But maybe on the same side, they were also busy, right? Because we didn't tip them off. I guess maybe my fault for not inviting them in enough time,
Yeah, so you would imagine then that this award would at some point be mailed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what I received today in the mail?
What?
I received an envelope from Ola. Inside the envelope was a business card with my name and my member number and a receipt for the amount that I paid to be a member 3 months ago.
Oh, I love it.
So according to their mail system, I should be receiving this award in about 3 months.
Love it. Mira, presentándole el recibo a Eli Castro por pagaré del año, le presentamos este recibo con mucho agradecimiento y con muchas bendiciones. Eli Castro, para ti, recibo.
Wonderful. First, I want to thank Visa. Unbelievable, bro. Ola, I love you, but you guys are driving me crazy. You're making me work for this award. This This is like mommy giving me an award. Now I got to go over there. No, I'm not going to send it. You have to pick it up. And while you're here, visit me and hug your mother. You know what I mean? You're making me work for it.
Que me hace falta.
¿Qué me hace falta? You have to come over here. Why do I have to mail everything to you, Lizarly? Then you would never visit your mother. This is what it feels like. I feel guilty asking them to just mail me the award.
By the way, if you were at the White Plains show this past weekend, you saw what I saw in that first show Saturday, which was Eli's parents dancing a bolero live to the orchestra that we had on stage with us. And it was really a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment. Absolutely sweet moment.
Yeah, it was great. And to give them a little background, we had decided last minute to have a singer join Orquesta Finque and sing Unforgettable by Nat King Cole. And she has a beautiful voice. You remember her?
Doris Pagan.
And so we kind of talking backstage thought, okay, we're going to need a couple to dance. And I thought, I know it. Perfect. I'll get Mommy and Papi. Now, of course, I can't tell them ahead of time. Because if I told Papi what I was thinking or what I was planning, of course, he'd say no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Estos shows son para ti. Estos son cosas tuyas. We much prefer to sit in the back. No, Eli, I actually like the idea. Eli, please, let me talk to my son. Pero Eli, I would love to dance with you. Eli, we will dance in private when there's no 300 people looking. Pero then it doesn't count. Eli, of course it counts. So we told Emmeline to go get him with the idea that we were just going to acknowledge him really quickly. And, of course, my father agreed to reluctantly. But then when everything was happening, it was really great to see my father embrace the moment and own it. And, he was, really dancing with my mom and showing her a lot of affection. And, I mean, listen, it's not easy to dance un bolero al frente de, 300 people?
Yeah.
And he did it. He did absolutely great. Now, of course, we had a show the next day. He was not going to be doing it again.
Yeah. We couldn't duplicate it, but it was beautiful. If you were there, you saw it. It was a beautiful moment.
Yeah, it was really nice. And they've been together for so long. And I found out later that was one of the first songs that they danced to when they moved into their house over 30 years ago when we moved from Puerto Rico. So
wow.
Yeah, it was one of the first songs that they purchased and that they danced to. So it was nice. It was nice to give them that. And it's always nice to perform back home for them, but it was even nicer to include them in the show and in essence celebrate them.
Unforgettable in every way, and forevermore, that's how you stay. That's how you stay.
Okay, so you know that this show is now on its 10th episode, which we're very proud of, and I want to thank everybody who's been listening. We've been getting great reviews and great comments, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful to hear. But I decided to look into our download statistics, and I thought you'd be interested in that.
Yeah, I am interested in that. I don't know what they are.
Top 3 states that download El Podcast. You want to take a guess?
Illinois, New York, and Florida.
In that order?
No, not in that order. New York, Florida, and Illinois.
It is actually Illinois number 1.
Woo!
Florida number 2. New York number 3. Now, it's interesting because that is obviously where we do the majority of our shows. Actually, in that order, probably, right?
Yeah.
The 4th state, what do you think it is? Now, because we've also done shows in what?
North Carolina, Texas.
Okay.
The 4th state would be Texas.
No.
What?
Texas is number 10.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
New Jersey.
Really?
Yep.
We got to get to New Jersey back. Juan Guzman, where are you?
Yeah, we got to go back to New Jersey. The next state is Connecticut. Then, interestingly enough, Massachusetts.
Love it.
We have more downloads from Massachusetts than from North Carolina, and we've done several shows in North Carolina.
Wow.
Now, we've done shows in Texas, right? We've done shows in Killeen, San Antonio, Houston, and Austin. We have more downloads from Missouri than we do from Texas.
Wow.
I've never even been to Missouri.
Me neither.
So if you're listening from Missouri, gracias.
Mil gracias. Yeah,
Mil
please. Thank you.
millón de gracias.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Also, states like Pennsylvania and Virginia and Georgia and Wisconsin.
Well, I'm going to ask this question. I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to ask, where's Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico is different. We're just looking at states. And
States.
Puerto
No,
Rico
okay.
is not a state.
I get that. Thank you for the lesson there. But
Okay.
I'm asking, where is Puerto Rico show as a download as a country, as a island? What does it show it as?
Puerto Rico is showing as essentially as a country.
Okay, and what is it showing as?
Number 2.
And what's number 1 in the countries?
The United States.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Geography was not your strongest suit, I take it.
No, but I guess I'm thinking along the lines of, so they categorize it. All right, well, in those states or in those countries, is there a third country?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to guess?
Santo Domingo.
Santo Domingo is the capital of the Dominican Republic. Again, is this when you just went to gym? Is that
Yes, this is where I went to gym. Yes.
next thing you're gonna go is Havana? No, what
No,
countries?
hold on a second. Kissimmee.
The country of Kissimmee. Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
Country of Kissimmee.
Yeah, in the continent of Florida. You're not gonna believe the third country on the list.
Oh man.
The country of Bahrain.
Bahrain.
You have to pronounce the H. It's Bahrain. Bahrain. Bahrain.
Bahrain. Okay. And what's in Bahrain that would draw people to our show? Soldiers?
That's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I was doing some research on it. This is like there's no rivers, there's no lakes there. It's all desert.
Where is it?
It's in the continent of Asia.
That's it. It's soldiers. Yeah, there's got to be military personnel there. Maybe somebody can inbox us and let us know why that might be. But I think there's got to be a bunch of Puerto Rican Marines or
Why
Marines. Well, Marines are soldiers. There wouldn't be Navy if it's all desert.
Well, you don't think we have any Muslim fans?
Well, to have a country be number 3, I'm not saying that we wouldn't have any Muslim fans, but how
Listen,
many?
even better. Let me tell you something. If the Marines are out there listening to me, I'm telling you right now, my brother was a Marine during 9/11, and I've been trying to do a show for you guys for years. So talk to whoever you got to talk to, right? We've been dying to do a show for the military for how many years, Mike?
Oh man, 6 years.
We would do it, mira, for nothing, okay? For a
No,
pack
he would do it for nothing. I
for
got to get
cookies,
something.
for chocolate. Give me some chocolate chip cookies, okay? And some jugo de palcha, and I'm in.
Oh man.
We will tear it down. I'll bring a band. We'll bring bomba dancers. We'll be able to be over.
Yeah, please. That would be awesome.
Number 4, the fourth country, the country of Tunisia in Africa.
Yep.
That's our beautiful men and women in the military.
That's exactly right.
God bless you guys. Oíste.
Absolutely. Thank you for doing what you do. It allows us to do what we do freely. So thank you again, Army, Navy, Marine, Coast Guard, Air Force, Army. Thank you guys so much because, again, it allows us to do what we do freely.
Yeah. God bless you. Now, in terms of states, we have people who download our podcast from places like Delaware, Alabama, and check this out, Mississippi.
Wow.
Mississippi.
Love it.
Have you ever been to Mississippi?
Nope.
Have you ever driven by Mississippi?
Nope.
Have you ever wanted to go to Mississippi?
Nope.
But this is what I'm saying. We are so
Yeah.
ignorant when it comes to other states outside of Illinois, Florida, and New York.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, if I showed you a map, I go, point at Mississippi, you'd get it wrong.
I'd point to Kissimmee.
I get it. I know I'd get Mississippi wrong. I have no idea.
I guarantee you Mississippi and Kissimmee are probably the most misspelled states. Don't you agree?
I know that Kissimmee and Mississippi have a lot of S's in them.
I have never correctly spelled Kissimmee. People, when we do shows, they're like, you need to correct your spelling on your advertising. I'm like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, the rule with Kissimmee is just spell every letter twice. You're probably going to be closer than you
Close
think.
enough.
Yeah, Kissimmee.
Yeah. Or Puerto Rico East, no?
Yeah, that's the New Carolina.
Yeah, that's the New Carolina is right.
Because you go around Kissimmee, and I'm telling you right now, you could live in Kissimmee and not know how to say anything in English, and you will be just fine. You'll be just fine.
Wow.
You can get pulled over and still not know any English, and you can get along just fine.
That's crazy.
You know how the city looks the day that they're having a parade?
Yeah.
That's the way Kissimmee looks every day.
Flags everywhere.
Yeah, you look right. ¿Dónde la parada?
Wow.
¿Dónde la parada? Hoy o mañana. Like, oh, vete a la parada. Esto es Kissimmee, papi.
People hanging out of the cars.
Yeah, bro.
La
Yeah.
bandera. Yeah.
I drove by Kissimmee one time. I was like, oh, man, qué suerte. I came by here on the day we're having a parade. ¿Qué parade? There's no parade.
I had the pleasure, Ellie, of seeing La Canción, play written by a Puerto Rican off Broadway in New York City by Cándido Tirado, featuring the music of Vico C. It's called La Canción. It's playing at El Repertorio Español. And then tell me what you and tell me what Emmeline thought of I Like It Like That. I know she saw it for the first time.
I will say that she loved it, and I was happy that she loved it.
Awesome.
But you didn't tell me what you thought of La Canción.
Well, I thought that overall it was a good play. But here's what I want to – here's my 2 cents. And, again, I have incredible respect for all writers. Not every Puerto Rican or Latino grandmother has to be portrayed as someone who is falling apart. There are some very strong, active, good-looking, well-preserved grandmothers.
Tú me estás hablando como la persona que habla así.
Exactamente. No todas las abuelas have to be portrayed as these women that are just falling apart.
Sí, pero la abuela que tiene...
Abuelita, ponte los dientes.
No lo encuentro.
Pues encuentra sus dientes porque yo no te entiendo, no se te
Sí,
entiende nada.
pero así le gustan que yo hable. Así
Ajá.
es que me dan parte en sus producciones.
Well, and you know what? Now, don't you think it's a case in point, right? That we had your 90-something-year-old grandmother on the show the other day, and if somebody heard her, they'd say, no, that's just an older lady. She's got to be in her 50s or 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Your 90-year-old grandmother sounds great. But when you go to a play and there's a role for a Latino grandmother, they're always making her seem like, you know, she's falling apart. That's not the case. So I think that they could have casted that a little differently. Grandma doesn't have to be falling apart.
You're right. Let's keep in mind that La Abuelita has changed over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Because now, for example, my mom is una abuelita, and she is not the abuelita that I grew up with. You know what I mean?
No.
This is a very independent and strong abuelita.
Yeah.
That does not like to be called abuelita.
Yeah, but I tell you right now, if somebody wrote the Eli Castro story and they were going to cast for your mother and your mother was a grandmother, they would probably, you know, make her somebody that was kind of, you know, older and could barely hold it together.
Yeah, I guess you're trying to differentiate between the traditional abuelita and the modern abuelita.
Yeah.
And at some point, we're going to have to make that transition because there are not going to be any more traditional abuelitas, right? The abuelitas that are going to be alive are going to be the modern ones.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
At some point, we need to speak to them. Yeah, I agree with that.
But yeah, New York. So we had a great weekend, and then of course we found out that this week, Domingo Quiñones takes over in the I Like It Like That. He is now the star actor in I Like It Like That. Tito Nieves has officially ended his run with the show. He'll be back, I'm sure, but for now, Domingo Quiñones jumps right in.
Do you know who Domingo Quiñones is?
Seguro que sí.
No voy a dejarte ir, no soy tan tonto para renunciar a tu divina manera de amar, no voy a quedarme sin ti.
That's it, mi gente. Domingo Quiñones stars in I Like It Like That. You can get tickets at ILikeItLikeThat.com, playing at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater. I am sure he will do an amazing job. He was in Quien Mató a Héctor Lavoe, so acting is nothing new to him. So, again, check that out.
Awesome. And that is it. That is el podcast, the Eli Castro Show.
Eli Castro will be at La Casita in El Bronx on December 15th. La Casita in El Bronx. Where are you December 9th and 10th, Eli? I forgot the schedule.
Springfield, Massachusetts with Josue Torres. Josue Comedy, straight from Puerto Rico. We're going to be doing some shows up there, so we're really excited about that. For more information on my shows, remember elicastro.com. We're also on Facebook, my like page, Elizardi, Instagram, Elizardi, Twitter, and all that good stuff. For more information on Mikey O,
MikeyOComedy.com. Gracias, mi gente. Los quiero.
Remember to tell your friends and family about it and share the podcast. And don't forget to subscribe And remember, mi gente, life is so much better when you're laughing.
Eso vale. Gracias, mi gente.
$2.5 million for every resident.
¿Sabes lo que me dejó el abuelo mío?
What?
Una yegua y la máquina de hacer pasteles.